In this module, we're going to look at the nomenclature of organic compounds. Now, when we talk about nomenclature, that is a system for naming the compound, so even if we haven't seen it before, we can figure out what it is going to be called. And organic compounds from our previous unit, we know are compounds that are made mostly of carbon and hydrogen. So organic compounds, the beginning of the name is based on the number of carbon that are found in there. So, if we have 1 carbon, we call it meth. 2 is eth. 3 is prop. 4 is bute. 5 is pent. 6 is hex. 7 is hept. 8 is oct. 9 is non. And 10 is dec. So, however many carbon we have will give us the beginning. So if I had something that had 4 carbon, I would start with the prefix bute. The ending of the name is based on the ratio of carbon to hydrogen. So if I were to have 4 carbon in this formula, N would be equal 4. So if I have 4 carbon, 2 times 4 plus 2, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10. If I have the formula C4H10, this would then be butane. And anytime we meet that ratio of 2N plus 2 hydrogen, we get an ane ending. If we have CnH2n, then it's an ene ending. So if I had 4 carbon, 2 times 4 is 8. So the formula C4H8 would be butene. If I have 2N minus 2 hydrogen, then I get an ine ending. YNE is pronounced ine. So if I was C4H6, then I would be butine. And if I see the OH, that's going to let me know that it's an alcohol. It's going to have an OL ending. And the formula would actually be H2N plus 1 with an additional OH on it. So if I had 4 carbon, it would be C4H7OH, which still gives me the 2N plus 2 hydrogen ratio, which is why there's still an AN in there. So the formula would be, that would be butanol. So we have prefixes and we have suffixes all together in the organic nomenclature. Let's try a couple. C5H10. If I look at that, it's 5 carbon, so the prefix is pent. Now, 5 times 2 is 10, so we have twice as many hydrogen as carbon, which means that we're going to get the ene ending. So our structure is going to be pentene, and that is the correct name for C5H10. C7H16. So if I look at the number of carbon, I have 7 carbon. Looking at my list, 7 carbon is hept. Now, 2 times 7 is 14. I have 16, which is 2 more than twice the number of carbon. So I have the 2N plus 2 ratio of hydrogen. So that means I'm going to be a heptane. And that is the correct name for that chemical formula. C2H5OH. I have 2 carbon. If I have 2 carbon, my prefix is going to be eth. Now if I look at it, I have the OH, and the only thing I know with the OH means it's going to have the anol ending. But if I count, I've got 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, so it's CnH2n plus 1, and then an OH tacked onto the N. So that makes me 100% sure that this is an ethanol. These are the basic organic nomenclatures that we'll need for the first semester of honors chemistry. So this ends the module for organic nomenclature.